I had a pretty typical childhood growing up. I was always into sports and I ate a lot to help fuel my high activity. And by fuel, I mean junk. I hated vegetables and I pretty much ate the standard American diet. I always loved food and always showed an interest in cooking, but it wasn't until I was about 18 when I decided to go on my first diet. I wanted abs, big muscles, and so I researched what to eat in order to do so. I learned a lot about cutting, bulking, counting calories, body fat percentage, and cheat days. And no, I'm not a professional artist, I'm just incredibly gifted. Cheat days is where it all really started. I had this very boring diet during the week, but on Saturdays it would all be worth it because then I could eat whatever I wanted because it was cheat day. This behavior followed me into my ninja career. I would eat clean for the most part, train hard, but after a competition, I would find the nearest buffet and just binge. And in the beginning, I didn't really know it was binging. I just thought it was me enjoying a large amount of food. As time went by, the binges started happening more often and more intense. I started eating past fullness to the point of pain and feeling super sick, and I started losing control. Eventually, I broke my wrist pretty badly. I was out for about 3 years with multiple surgeries, and not being able to do what I love made me very depressed. And so my binges went up and into another level. I ended up gaining about 30, 40 pounds. I was sad, injured, and now overweight. I was so ashamed of what I did to my body. I decided I wanted to lose all the weight I gained as fast as humanly possible. So I basically starved myself, did lots of cardio for months until I lost about 40 pounds, 30 pounds, something like that. And now I was the lightest I've ever been and anorexic. I lost the weight, but I was weak. I had no energy, workouts were impossible, and I was still binging. After a lot of research, I decided to seek out for professional help. I knew that what I've done and what I'm going through needs to be handled the right way. And during my recovery, I learned a lot about myself and why it is that I binge. I learned that addiction is not something that goes away. It's something that I will have to deal with for the rest of my life. It's something that needs to be managed. And it's a good analogy is thinking about driving on a highway. And no matter how far you drive, you can't run away from your problems. You'll always be in the same distance away from the ditch. And the ditch is a metaphor for the bad habit that you're trying to avoid. That might sound like a not so happy ending for people who deal with addiction, but on the flip side, it's what made me today. I'm mentally stronger and more resilient because of what I went through. Being mentally tough is every athlete's ultimate goal. And my mind is tougher than ever because of what I went through. I have to deal with my addiction every day, and every day is a blessing. So I'm going to make every day count.
Comes off till the lights go out, till my legs give out, can't shut my mouth till the smoke clears out and my high parass. I'ma rip this shit till my bones collapse, till the roof comes off, till the lights